Greetings, brethren of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. This is Cry Aloud Messengers. I'm your presenter, Brother Stanley Zombe. Today, my brothers and sisters, we want to learn from the children of Israel, the Jewish people, as we read from First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 11, which reads, "Now all these things happened unto them for examples, that and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come." So here, my brothers and sisters, the Bible is telling us that these things were chronicled so that we may learn from them. So today we want to see what happened to the Jewish nation, what led the Jewish nation to reject Christ, my brothers and sisters. One thing that we are going to see is we are opening the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 22. It reads, "Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of?" So here the word of the Lord is telling us to cease from man, whose breath is in his nostrils. My brothers and sisters, most of us today as a people, we put our trust in man. We put our trust in the leadership. And this is what happened to the Jewish people. They did not put their trust in God. Hence, they were deceived by putting trust in men. This is, my brothers and sisters, why reformation, revival, and reformation is being called forth in the SDA church today, because the reason is that many of us, my brothers and sisters, were putting trust in men, were putting trust in the leadership. Hence, we are going to be led to reject the message of the hour. We are going to be led to reject the present truth, because these things were written for our examples. There are many lessons that we draw from the Jewish people that apply today in the SDA church. One of it, my brothers and sisters, why many in the SDA church are going to be lost, it is trusting in men, putting their trust in the church leadership, because we are not studying on our own. We are relying upon these leading brethren, and many are going to reject the message of the hour, as it was with the Jewish people. Many of them, my brothers and sisters, they were led by the scribes, by the priests and the elders. They rejected Christ. We are going to read, my brothers and sisters, from Acts of Apostles, page 43. It reads, "Peter urged home upon the convinced people the fact that they had rejected Christ, because they had been deceived by priests and rulers. And if they had continued to look to these men for counsel and waited for them to acknowledge Christ before they dared to do so, they would never accept him. These powerful men, through making a profession of godliness, were ambitious for earthly riches and glory. They were not willing to come to Christ and to receive light." So here is what Peter had to tell the Jewish people, that they were deceived because they were putting their trust on the priest and the rulers. So it is today, my brothers and sisters. Many of us today are going to reject the present truth, as a result of the leading brethren, as the result of our pastors and our elders and of the general conference. My brothers and sisters, let us benefit from these things that were written about the Jewish people, from these things that were written about the ancient Israel. My brothers and sisters, this comes to us as a wake-up call that we should put our trust in God. We should study the Bible on our own. We should not depend upon the little brethren. We see here that the Jewish people, they rejected Christ because they were deceived by the priest and other rulers. And here Peter tells them that you Jewish people, if you think you look for counsel and you wait for these men to acknowledge the truth, they will never acknowledge the truth, because these men, these little brethren, they are after earthly riches. I hope we're getting that, my brothers and sisters. Our leaders today are also after earthly riches. They are there, my brothers and sisters, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 56. They are great dogs. They are after earthly riches, not after feeding the people of God with present truth. We're going to read as well from Desire of Ages, page 820. It reads, and there were in Jerusalem many who secretly believed on Jesus, and many who had been deceived by priests and rulers. To these also the gospel was to be presented. They were to be called to repentance. The wonderful truth that through Christ alone could remission of sins be obtained was to be made plain. While all Jerusalem was dead by the thrilling events of the past few weeks, the preaching of the gospel would make the deepest impression. So here we still see, my brothers and sisters, from Desire of Ages, that yes, indeed, many secretly believed on Jesus, but because they feared the priest and the rulers, they feared to be cast out of the synagogue, they did not come openly. And we see as well here, we're being told that many were deceived by the priest and the rulers. So it is today, my brothers and sisters, that many in the SDA church have been deceived by our own leadership. I'll repeat that one, my brothers and sisters. Many in the SDA church today have been deceived by our own pastors and elders. My brothers and sisters, Isaiah chapter 2:22 is telling us to cease from men. Let us put our trust in God. Let us search the scriptures for ourselves. Let us learn to be like the Bereans of old. My brothers and sisters, we're going to read again from A Desire of Ages, page 738. It reads, Pilate then took his place on the judgment seat and again presented Jesus to the people, saying, Behold your king. Again that cry was heard, Away with him, crucify him, in the voice that was heard far and near. Pilate asked, Shall I crucify your king? But from profane, blasphemous lips went forth the words, We have no king but Caesar. Thus, by choosing a heathen ruler, the Jewish nation had withdrawn from the theocracy. They had rejected God as their king. Henceforth, they had no deliverer. They had no king but Caesar. To this, the priests and teachers had led the people. For this, with the fearful result that followed, they were responsible. A nation's sin and a nation's ruin were due to the religious leaders. My brothers and sisters, today, as we have already highlighted, that many are going to reject the message of the hour as a result of these religious leaders of today, as a result of our pastors and our elders. Many are going to fall at the purification of the church. Many are going to fall as God is about to cleanse his church from the tears inside the church of God today. But brothers and sisters, may God help us at this Sabbath to be like the Bereans of old, to study on our own and to cease from men whose breath is in his nostrils. May you all be blessed as we search for truth as for hidden treasure. God bless.